In this video, we're going to go over propaganda and how to identify it for various questions. Now, propaganda, it's just an exaggeration or misleading statement. So what's the best example of propaganda for these options? Let's see. The first one, a social media post by a governor claiming that her opponent caused an economic depression. But saying that one person, an opponent, caused an economic depression, that's definitely an exaggeration, because one person can't cause the economy to collapse, so that statement is misleading right there. And it's a claim made by a governor, so politics is involved, in order to make their opponent look bad. And all of those are reasons why propaganda is used to try to manipulate public opinion. So the first one, that looks like a great example, but let's just double check the others. The next one, a debate on national television where candidates present differing viewpoints. Now, when you have differing viewpoints, this is a good thing. Means that the conversation is more balanced. But that's not what propaganda is. This is usually more one-sided, and usually it's an extreme to try to manipulate people. Therefore, it's very unbalanced, so the second one, that's not it. The third one, a political ad showing a party leader volunteering at a local charity event to showcase their values. Now, showing somebody volunteering, that's definitely a biased perspective, which just means one-sided, only showing them in a positive way. But it's not necessarily misleading to show somebody in a positive way, and it's definitely not as misleading as the first one by saying that somebody crashed the economy single-handedly. So whichever claim seems to be more extreme, that's going to be the best example of propaganda. So the first one, that's the correct option here. Okay, let's check out another one. Which publication is the best example of propaganda? Feel free to pause and try this one on your own. So once again, these are the two things we're going to look for. Let's check it out. The first one, a website that provides an analysis of the economic benefits of capitalism. Just talking about the benefits, not the weaknesses of capitalism, that would be considered biased or one-sided. But again, we don't necessarily know that it's misleading or a lie if they just talk about the pros or the positives of something. So it's possible, but let's keep looking. The next one, a political blog that shares an expert analysis on the impact of raising the minimum wage. Whenever we have an expert analysis, that tends to be well-informed. It's probably not going to be as misleading. So this one doesn't sound like propaganda. The third one, a political ad claiming the current administration's policies have led to higher crime rates without offering evidence. This one's saying one administration has a higher crime rate than another one, but the problem is they're not backing up that claim because they're saying that without any evidence to support it. Therefore, it's probably misleading, and this statement is probably a lie. It sounds like they're trying to manipulate the public through fear. Hey, you could vote for this administration, but just be careful, because the crime rate is going to become higher. So when lies are used for political reasons, this is one of the best examples of why propaganda is used. So C, this one fits all the criteria. How is this US poster from 1917 being used as propaganda? The picture here is of the Statue of Liberty, and this probably represents the United States. They're pointing right at you. You, buy a Liberty bond, lest I perish. That means die. Essentially, they're saying you need to buy this bond, otherwise the whole country is going to die or perish. This is definitely an exaggeration, definitely propaganda. But the question is, how is this being used and why? Let's see. The first one, it promotes financial literacy by explaining how war bonds work. Well, it doesn't actually explain how war bonds work. It just tells us to buy them. So it's not the first one. The next one, it encourages immediate action by portraying buying war bonds as a patriotic duty. Well, they are wanting us to buy war bonds, and it does seem like a patriotic duty. By using fear and guilt, they're saying if you don't buy one, the whole country is going to perish and die. definitely trying to guilt us into doing it through fear. So we know that when these things are involved and there's a lie going on, that statement sounds like propaganda. And that is the correct option because this one, it provides a balanced perspective. That's not what propaganda does. It's very one-sided. And it doesn't encourage public debate either. That would get many voices involved. But propaganda doesn't want you to debate things. It wants to tell you exactly what to do. So that's what propaganda is all about, using an exaggeration or false claim to manipulate you using fear and guilt into making a certain decision or voting for a certain person. So that's it here. And finally, they talk about bonds here. War bonds help raise money for the military. This is during World War I, trying to get you to support the troops by buying this bond. So whenever the military or politics are involved, that's usually when propaganda shows up. Here's a video on bias and opinions for questions similar to these ones. Check out my website for practice problems, just like these ones and others as well. Let me know what questions you have, what else you want me to cover. Good luck, you got these. We'll see you in the next video. Toodles.